Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some absolutely wild rumors surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. You might want to sit down for this one because we're talking about a blockbuster trade that could send shockwaves through the NFL. I'm sure by now you've heard the whispers. Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns' star pass rusher and defensive powerhouse, could be headed to none other than America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. It's not to say we hadn't heard about the trades, but the defensive powerhouse could be headed to none other than America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And when I say blockbuster, I mean this could be a game changer for the Cowboys' Super Bowl hopes. But is this just another off-season rumor, or is there something more to it? Well, buckle up, because we're diving deep into this, and by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of whether this is just a pipe dream or if Jerry Jones is really about to pull off one of the biggest moves of his career. Let's rewind a bit. Myles Garrett has been one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL since being drafted as the first overall pick by the Cleveland Browns in 2017. Since then, he's been an absolute nightmare for quarterbacks, regularly finishing among the league leaders in sacks, forcing fumbles, and creating havoc in the backfield. In fact, he's consistently been in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, and for good reason. This guy is an absolute force of nature with his combination of size, speed, and athleticism. But despite his individual success, the Cleveland Browns have been an up-and-down team. They showed promise in 2020, making the playoffs and even securing a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But they've failed to build on that success. They've had injuries, inconsistency of the quarterback position, and at times a defense that hasn't quite lived up to its potential. As a result, Garrett might be getting frustrated with the direction the team is heading in. Remember, players like Garrett aren't looking to waste their prime years on teams that are in the middle of a rebuild. They want to contend for a Super Bowl. And let's be honest, the Browns haven't given Garrett that chance yet. So how does this connect to the Cowboys? Well, that's where the rumors come in. The idea that Myles Garrett could be looking for a change of scenery makes perfect sense when you think about it. The Cowboys are an organization that, despite all their ups and downs, are still consistently in the playoff hunt. They have a franchise quarterback in Dak Prescott, one of the best young receivers in CeeDee Lamb, and a defense that is trending in the right direction. But here's the thing. While the Cowboys have some solid players on defense, especially with Micah Parsons emerging as a superstar, their pass rush could use another big-time disruptor. And Garrett is just the kind of player who could take that defense from good to great. The potential pairing of Garrett and Parsons on the same defensive line is something Cowboys fans have been dreaming about for years. Imagine that pressure on opposing quarterbacks. You've got Garrett on one side, Parsons on the other. Quarterbacks wouldn't even have time to blink before they're being chased down by two of the most athletic and dangerous pass rushers in the entire NFL. The Cowboys' defense would instantly become one of the most feared in the league. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is this even possible? Can the Cowboys really pull off a trade for Myles Garrett? Well, the first obstacle is Garrett's contract. He's currently making over $25 million a year, and while the Cowboys do have some cap space, it's going to take some creative maneuvering to make this deal work. The Cowboys would have to make room by cutting or trading other players, restructuring contracts, and probably giving up some key assets. The question is, would Jerry Jones be willing to pull the trigger on such a move? We all know Jerry isn't afraid to go all in when he believes the time is right. This could be the move that takes the Cowboys to the next level, and Jones has shown time and again that he's willing to sacrifice future assets if it means winning now. So, how might a trade like this look? Well, the Cowboys could start by offering up a combination of players and draft picks. The Browns are a team that's still trying to build around quarterback Deshaun Watson and improve their roster in areas like the offensive line, cornerback, and linebacker. So a potential deal could involve some of the Cowboys' younger players, maybe a player like, insert player name, who hasn't fully lived up to expectations but still has value, plus a couple of draft picks, possibly a first-rounder this year and a second-rounder next year. The key here is that the Browns would need to rebuild, and in this situation, draft picks would be their currency. The Cowboys, in turn, would have to give up some of their future to get a player like Garrett. But if you're Jerry Jones and you're serious about winning a Super Bowl in the next few years, that's a price you'd probably be willing to pay. End of Chapter 19. Recording by Eric Mezzo. But here's the thing. Garrett's contract is just the tip of the iceberg. Even if the Cowboys could make the financials work, they'd still need to convince the Browns to actually make the deal. Cleveland has shown no real indication that they're actively shopping Garrett, so this might be more of a what-if scenario. But the idea of Garrett wanting out of Cleveland makes sense. He's in his prime and he deserves to be on a team that's competing for championships every year. A move to the Cowboys would give him that opportunity, and let's face it, Dallas has one of the most talented rosters in the league. For a guy like Garrett, this could be his best shot at winning a Super Bowl, and that's exactly why the Cowboys would be a perfect fit. If this trade does happen, the impact on the Cowboys' Super Bowl chances would be massive. As it stands, Dallas already has one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Their offense can put up points with the best of them, and their defense, led by Micah Parsons, has the potential to be elite. But if you add Garrett into that mix, the Cowboys would instantly have one of the most fearsome pass rushes in the league. A defense with Garrett and Parsons would put so much pressure on opposing quarterbacks that they'd have no time to think. Imagine the nightmares quarterbacks would have when they see both Garrett and Parsons coming at them from different angles. Opposing offensive lines would struggle to contain both of them, and that would allow the rest of the defense to thrive as well. If the Cowboys' secondary can hold up in coverage, this could be a defense that could shut down any offense in the league. But it's not just about adding Garrett to the mix, it's about the message it sends. A trade like this would signal to the entire NFL that the Cowboys are all in. Jerry Jones would be telling the world that he's not satisfied with just making the playoffs. He's going for a Super Bowl, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Adding Garrett could give the Cowboys the edge they need to finally get over the hump and make a serious run at the championship. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl was in 1995, and since then it's been a long, frustrating stretch. But with Garrett in the fold, this team could finally be ready to bring another title back to Dallas. And of course we can't forget about Myles Garrett himself. If he truly is ready to leave Cleveland, Dallas would be the perfect landing spot. He's a player who's hungry for a championship, and playing alongside Micah Parsons would give him the best chance to do that. The Cowboys have the pieces in place. Now all they need is one more elite player to push them over the top. Could Myles Garrett be that player? If he is, expect Jerry Jones to make a phone call and get this deal done. After all, the Cowboys don't just want to be good. They want to be great, and adding Garrett could be the key to unlocking their Super Bowl potential. So what do you think? Could Myles Garrett be the final piece the Cowboys need? Would you trade away future draft picks and players to bring him to Dallas? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm dying to hear what you all think about this potential blockbuster trade. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on all the latest NFL rumors, trades, and news. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.